Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, children singing Christmas rhymes, logs on the fire, something about the trees, time to rejoice in the good memories. Greens YouTubers, it's a Christmas Day greeting, a festive day greeting from Big Jim in his London Taxi International. 2003 with 87,000 miles on the clock and counting. Again, low sun, but I'm sure that you don't tune in for the face, you tune in for the low dulcet tones. I thought I'd do a quick Christmassy one today because it's December the 25th 2019, nearly the end. Nearly the end. Nearly at the end. Shall I finish my sentence? Nearly the end of the year. So I thought I'd just jump up on here with Poppy's sequel. Remember, I'd done the other one about the well, excuse me. It gets worse, gang. It gets worse. Went to move the car yesterday. Key in the ignition. Turned it. Nothing. Dead as a post. Jesus, what's the matter now? Checked all over it. Couldn't find anything really wrong with it. I'm thinking, well, why is the battery gone flat? Because if you remember, because you're avid vlog listeners and users, I've changed the battery. The alternator is putting out a good charge, or it was. So I've done a bit of fault finding, a quickie, and I've found that I've got a loose positive terminal that goes down from the battery down into the starter motor, and then obviously that will connect up to everything else. I've got my hand down there. Remember, there's not a lot of space in these Duratalk Nissan Duratalk, I wish it was a Nissan Duratalk Ford engines. I managed to crank it down just a little bit. So as soon as I done that, all the lights all came on. She fired up, and she's been going over all right since. It was really weird, the fault though. Because, excuse me, because after I cleared it, I had indicators but no tones. I had no windscreen wipers. I had no radio. I had heater blower motors were working. No rear wiper. No electric windows. It sort of chose what it wanted to power and what it didn't. And one thing that I did notice, and I remember the guys saying on the London Taxi Forum, the London Vintage Taxi Association, there was a slight glow in the driver's courtesy light up on my roof here, and a lot of them says that that points to an alternator problem. So I'm not going to do it on Christmas Day because I'm not that sad. So what I will be doing, people, is in the new year checking that out and just seeing if it is the alternator. Also, there's that whoop again. Also, one of the chaps up on the London Vintage Taxi Association, excuse me, got a bit of a cough, said to me, when I mentioned it up there about this noise, first thing he said was, well, they said was wheel nuts, wheel bearings. I went, no, none of that, not that. And one of the guys has come back and said, could be your drive belt, your auxiliary drive belt, which is about sort of 12 foot in circumference. It's massive. It basically drives everything. Remember, don't mistake the drive belt, auxiliary drive belt, for the cam belt, because that's got nothing to do with it. The drive belt basically drives the alternator, the power steering pump, the aircon, the water pump. It does everything. It basically is one long belt that's twisted in a configuration that you've actually got to look at the manual when you're taking it off. I've replaced the one on this, and it was a bugger of a job getting it right and getting it tensioned. So he said just check your tension on that, because he reckons that can make that sound, and makes me think as well with the battery that went slightly flat, but there again looks like it was the terminal. You see, these things are sent to try us, gang. These are the trials and tribulations of Big Jim in his London Taxi International, and you will have these trials and tribulations too, such as I. Oh, excuse me. Look, it's par for the course. You've got an old girl, an old car. It's a bit like you've got a 97-year-old nan, and every day you grab hold of your nan and you pull her out of the house. Alright, you don't sit on her shoulders, but you run around the block all the time. And she's tired and she needs a rest. So akin it to your nan. You've got to take it easy with them, and knowing that they'll always need a bit of tinkering, like your nan needs tinkering, in a way that she needs a little sweet sherry occasionally. She needs you to get her shopping for her occasionally. She needs you to be there just to have a chat with her occasionally. And that's exactly like these old girls here, like your nan. When they get to this age and this many miles on the clock, they need looking after, and that's why we're here sitting in the chair. Does that sound good? Yep, that is. I think so. Anyway, it's Christmas Day. There's not a lot on the road today, which makes a lovely change. I'm giving this up a bit of a drive and a warm up. I'm joining all the family tomorrow for turkey and mince pies and all the other trimmings that come with it. So I'm looking forward to that. Got a few little gifts for them. So yeah, and it's sort of towards the end of another year coming up. It's been a bit of a crazy year. Well, for me it has. My craziness started when I bought one of these. They all said I was mad. Do you know what? I have never ever in my life spent so much time under the bonnet of a motor than I have with these. You know, when I was driving the Nissan, and then I had a Micra, and I had a little Peugeot 106 as well, which was a lovely old car that went forever on a gallon. I never used to lift the bonnet of that thing at all, and that was another highly polished car. These, you're permanently under the bonnet doing something. You know, if you want reliability and basically just plug and go, buy yourself a Toyota or get yourself a Honda. The only reason you'll have to lift the bonnet on that once every 3 or 4 months will be to top up the windscreen washer fluid, and that's it. Excuse me. You are always going to be under the bonnet on those, on this. Anyway, that's Poppy's okay. She's going. All the lights are on. All the gauges are where they should. Everything's okay with Poppy. Have you noticed? No glasses on today, guys. The eyes are really well at the moment. They're being sort of bathed and looked after, and occasionally I do bring them out in the sunlight just to see without the glasses on. So this is what I look like. Please don't unsubscribe. I'm going to let you lot get back to your Christmas festivities. I've already wished you it, but I'll do it again. From the big fella, Big Jim, wishing you and your family Christmas wishes. Get yourself your London Taxi International get one of these old girls and do as I do. Spend most of your life underneath the bonnet, tinkering. From me, Big Jim, London Taxi International, 2003, 287,000 miles on the clock. Thank you for joining me for all of this year. I look forward to your company in 2020, where we're all going to do it all again. Nice speaking to you all, and I'll catch you in the new year. Adios.